What's up? Okay, I'm actually. Okay, my back hurts. I actually feel pain. I feel like I have done a better job so far than anybody, and I've had 5 dudes offer to help fix it, and this is what dude, it was so bad, but that's it looking better on their end, but you can see where what the fuck, dude, I'm so fucking disgusted. Are you? No, I was had to fucking come in and smooth it out and all this dumbass shit, dude. I don't even want people helping me. Ever. It's stupid. Fucking, oh, yeah, I'm thinking, no, the fucking thinking, why don't you fucking flush your face down the toilet and stay there? Stuart Little. Fucking morons, dude. Okay, literally, this is a dude who has zero intention of ever being a real man. I can fix that for you. Yeah, if you wanted to, trade me a room for Airbnb, I could weed eat your yard. No. Fucking touch my shit, bro. I literally don't want you to touch my weed eater ever. Don't even fucking look at it. I want to try it. I want to try it. You want to try it? Have you never used it? You probably don't even know how to weed eat the grass at the same fucking length. You're one of those people that you try it? What is that tall piece? What is that tall piece? Why don't you fucking get over here and I'm gonna whip wiper in your face and I'm gonna try that. Don't you try never fucking approaching me again with your dumbass fucking crappy work ever. Hate it. I hate shit work. And you know what? Honestly, at the end of the day, I literally feel like I could do a better job. I'll be honest. There was one time somebody did a good job. And that was when they licked my butthole. And they said, a real man has to do that or he's not one. And I said, that is a really good theory. And I'm going to write it in my important book, the most important book of all. The only thing that fucking matters to me book, okay? What does matter to me? What the fuck does matter to me? That's a really good question. I want you guys to ask yourself that right now. What matters to you? What? Really, though. What matters to you enough that you would make absolute change, if necessary, immediately, at any time? 100% change. Tell yourself, what the fuck do you have in your life, honestly, that you would drop every... Some of you guys will. Some of you guys do. You really do. You got your kids or you got your man or whatever it is that you're into. Yeah, everybody's got their thing. Some people might drop everything for their career. Somebody might drop everything for their mom or dad, They might drop everything for a brand new fucking car, They might fucking sell the car right after they get it and go gamble. In fact, it's just a weird shit show of a cycle for all of us. Bro, all of us. We're all fucking literally coping. Do you get... And the pain is... Hello? Come where? Oh, yes. Sorry. Yes, it's okay, sweetheart. Sorry, it is okay, Shaniqua. It's okay, baby, yeah.
Yeah, can you text me the address?
199. Yes, I will.
Okay.
Love you. You're so beautiful. I love you. And it is 19. I'll get my car moved over so that they have a place to park. Well, that's a really, for those of you who could honestly, answer that, and you were like, no, that I would never fucking do this, or I would never be crossed in this way, or I would never tolerate this, that there's been times when you've been challenged with that promise that you've made out loud to yourself right now, and you did it, and, there's been times when I have too, I've done different things. I've had to call the police on a couple different people, like, I did not want to, I'm very big on, I am very passionate about pretty much 1000%. I will cut ties with people when they bring the law or a declaration into anything. It's the number one hate. Like, I actually don't hate anybody more in the world than a declaration behind your back writer. And even I've gotten to different points where I sat there in moments where some disturbing ass shit, happened. And it is, a circumstance where apparently everything that I supposedly stood for was out on the table, and it was my turn to decide. Stay or go, let them leave or fucking let them stay, like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? And, like, I did at least handle it. Like, as far as, like, I'll give you 2 examples. Like, I say no rape and no abuse is allowed. Like, I don't freak out about mental abuse. It's not okay. But physical abuse, it's pretty much sexual abuse is the thing. Physical abuse, if I see anybody, obviously punching and doing crazy shit, I'll probably get involved, or I don't know, I'll figure something out. Physical is, it would pretty much have to be, like, near, I'm not gonna lie, it sucks to say, but pretty much deathly dangerous for me to bring the O into it. Not because it's okay, but because I've seen a lot. I mean, I haven't seen it lately at all. And I know that it's been years since I've been a part of it as well, because lately I talked to my ex that I actually was involved with it with. And it's kind of going through the same thing with this next girlfriend years later. I hadn't heard it in many years, and oh fuck no, dude. I could not even barely. I said, oh, what the fuck? And I'm like, hell no, bro. And those thoughts and those ways that I reacted now, they were not there present. They were present and nothing to do with them. So I just already know, like, what time, and experience, like, we will change how we approach and how we react. But in the meantime, I know that some of us are just straight up feeling fucking worse than actually fucking I think most of us knew we felt, and also anybody else knows we do feel. They know that you may not look the way they want you to look. But that's the problem. Is that our whole life we've been running in a circle around society and whoever the fuck the 3 to 5 people who mean the most to us, which mean have the most power over us. What is it that they want? Who do they want to see? When we walk into the room, do we look the way that fucking we're going to be accepted? And you know what? I know for a lot of us, as we sit back and we sit here, I don't know how many of us can honestly, like, seriously raise our fucking hands and say, you know what? I have self-control. I fight temptation. I know why I use drugs and alcohol and sex. Why? You think you just do? No, you don't. We have a reason. And there's so many times when we think we're fine. And we're fucking not. Lately I've been feeling different, and I haven't even been able to talk to anybody about it because it's a different type of feeling. I know what I'm feeling, and I fear, a lot of times how far I push myself away from everyone. And I don't see people in person, you guys. I don't answer your phone calls barely. I just barely started pretty much fucking doing video chat. That's because 20-year-olds are fucking hitting on me and they don't take no for an answer. And they're sexy and they're a little bit jealous and shit. And, men my age are just probably halfway fucking limp, and they're balding, and they're fucking like fucking going through their midlife crisis after acting like a moron for their entire 20s and 30s. You're like, you're gonna do it again in your 40s. Sure, have 3 decades to be a fucking idiot. I'm gonna go fuck these hot 20-year-olds. I'm not gonna say no. Like, I actually don't. The only time I've ever fucked anybody like that was 30, whatever the fuck, 2 times. But I was not in my 30s the first time. I was like, yeah, I was like 20, 21. And JJ was 33, and I was like, what the fuck? Dude, I'm telling you, it was like bomb. But it was different. So I'm sure you guys actually probably feel the exact same. I was like, what the fuck in my head? I was like, 33, that's crazy. It's funny, looking back, how little and how young and old we are, and, you're going to get to these points too. But what I don't want for you guys is to fucking feel the way that I feel. And I don't want you guys to go through what I went through. And so, we're going to break this shit down a little bit deeper than we've been. And the most important thing is honestly probably just like fucking being honest about the things that I've been feeling in my heart, and some of you guys too. And I don't really know how we're all going to be honest about everything without it being a little bit of an issue. And I'm not afraid of what you guys will think. I'm afraid of what, when you guys express different things. There's a best way to go about it, procedure, policy, protocol, whatever you want to call it. But especially when it comes to any type of like emotional situation, or, if it's addiction that you're struggling with, any type of addiction, whether it's gambling, sex, fucking drugs, alcohol, fucking stealing, it doesn't matter. Addiction's a main fucking protocol thing, and mental health is protocol, and counseling, everything that we're gonna need to really address is all based off of a fucking protocol, dude. And, when you know anything about shit, you can't even, even today, 20 fucking 30 years later, you go talk about if, I could tell them anything, like, oh, that time that my brother got kicked in the shin with the steel-toed boots, like, that's actually a mandatory CPS case and shit. You can't talk about shit you went through without it being a CPS situation for your parent. Like, if I were to go in, let's just say, my mom always pulled my hair to the car, and like, let's just say that, for example, like, that was supposedly why I have PTSD. They discovered that they're like trying to dig deep, and they're like, well, did anything happen? And you're just like, well, I mean, they're like, well, why do you always keep, because they'll do things to you in there. They literally pay attention to where you move your hands. That's a big thing we learn in psychology. I learned it for being a teacher. And that one of the main things that they say specifically is pay attention where anybody moves their hands. Right to wherever they move their hands, they keep saying is the problem area. That's one thing we look at for salon patients. If they're like, yeah, it's just like, I don't know, like, I just wanted a little trim, but they're like sitting there touching the front of their face. So did you want something with your face framing or your fringe or your bangs? I did, actually. Like, this piece over here has been bothering me. And it's literally exact. Like, pay attention to different things, and we need to learn these type of things because overall, we're missing it. We miss it. And then we miss it all the time, And we look back later, see somebody's picture, and we're like, damn, you can see it, They can see the pain in their eyes and the sadness. And it's like so clear to see all of a sudden. So we need to really but basically, there's a big chance that honestly most of us are just fucking full of shit. And just like me sitting up here on this fucking deck, I worked very fucking hard for it. It's horrible for me. Every fucking month since I got it in 17, I've had to somehow figure out a way to triple my money, and fucking, I can't do it. I literally hands in prayer. On the Bering Sea, the boat would rock, and I'd say my prayers, and you don't have a lot of balance in the boat. It's like the beds in there are they're the size of a fucking toddler mattress, gel mat. There's no real comfortable position that you can be in, and I can't, I'll never forget I will never forget literally my hands in prayer, praying to God every single night. Please, God, not only hopefully let me make $1,400. I wasn't even counting anything above mortgage. I just told myself at that time, keep the house, we'll get power and water after. And I never did end up losing the additional stuff. But that's not like living, guys. That's not right for us to be living like this. 7 years. And before this, I was with Zeke for 8. And it was horrible, honestly. And I love you, Zeke. I'm sorry. We had a lot of great times, but you know, the rage and the drinking and all the crazy shit, it was just like so much. And you know what? At the end of the day, guys, I don't know that we really dealt with anything. And we've just told ourselves that, you know, we've done a lot of things. We say, oh, well, you finally left it. You know, of course, pat yourself on the back. Why wouldn't you? Got a new job. Yeah, you pat yourself on the back. That's right. You moved into the house that you wanted. You figured out a way to pay bills for not just 1 month, but fucking years. You finally learned how to be single. You cut your codependency issue. You did everything that everybody is always asking you to do. But like, what did you ever fucking do for yourself? Because yourself inside is fucking eating. No, it's dying. It's like fucking, it's literally bawling its eyes out. And I didn't know that. I really didn't know that my dad was hurting me as much as he was. And actually, these are moments when I'm not drinking. It's tequila terror that hits on you guys. It's not me. And it sucks to say it like that, but it's true. And that's why the fuck you guys wake up next day and you're all mad that I don't fucking hit you back. I never hit you up. She did. And I don't mind. I mean, who doesn't want to flirt? If it wasn't for her, that part of if it wasn't for my crazy part of my personality, you know, and getting a little fucking drunk and flirting around, I would not have fucking a single bit of a social life, because I don't even let anybody come over and I don't fucking leave. I sit there and work, because that's my drug of choice, is work. New project. Start another fucking business. Do another fucking business. I'm on my 4th business license right now, currently. I can't stop starting projects. And like, I finally nipped fucking letting anybody live with me in the butt, but I'm pretty sure it was for fucking way too long. 4 years now. That's a long time. I punched Edward in the nose fucking the last time he shut up. He looks like a praying mantis, if you ask me. And I don't like praying mantises. I also don't fucking allow anybody to come over here without fucking permission. 2 times Jeff shows up too, same shit. I was like doing my read. I literally turned around, there's fucking Jeff. And I said, whoa, like literally what the fuck? I get upset now. I get upset. I mean, even if I have a date, there's only a couple, like, it's not just me that thinks this way. I see another person who's a sweetheart, and you know what? They want to go home, just like I want to go home. I know that. I know what they feel. If you have a home and you're a homebody, even when you're with somebody, it's like an appointment in your mind, and you're like, we're gonna get our needs met. Basically, you're like, what's gonna happen? What are we gonna do? You're like, well, okay, so you're saying from 7 to 10, like you're literally. Relationships these days are total confirming, and if they're not confirming what they're gonna do, there's somebody who fucking is getting pimped out and fucking crying like a bitch, and that's on fucking repeat. But otherwise, it's fucking a bunch of boss ass motherfuckers. And for a while, it was like, oh, boss here and fucking retard fucking crybaby here, you know, mix and match shit. And now I'm seeing strip bosses together. Like, dude, every one of the people that I've even every one of the guys I've even talked to is hot as fuck, in their 20s, and fucking they just keep coming, and they're extremely attractive. And obviously we're gonna have fucking best do it time, and it's gonna be amazing. Like, I'm not kidding. There's only been a few people that have actually fucking looked hideous when they sent me any pictures that I did not ask for, and I don't know that you should, because if I'm saying the word hideous, you don't even know what the fuck I even deal with. Dude, I got a picture, I'm going pee. I got a picture of the creepiest fucking way I've ever in my life seen. It looks, I shit you not, I'm not even kidding, it's gross. It is so disgusting. I actually forwarded it to my ex-boyfriend Zeke, because that's how close of friends we are. And he, last night, he was so funny about it. He's like, I was like telling him, you know, bro, like, shit, we got, like, girls have to deal with this. He's like, well, guys have to. I said, oh, hell no, you know, basically, like, listen to this, I told him, and then and I'm all finding the picture, and literally, I find it, right, and then, like, I crop it, he can't see the face or the name, you know, because I'm being kind as can be with that nasty ass shit, and right when I had already sent it, dude, and I see what he had already, know what he was gonna say, and it says, you better not even fucking send that shit to me. So that shit just made me laugh my balls off, because Zeke knows me. And you guys just heard, you know, when I said truly about our relationship, it was like, we had some great camping trips, but I'll tell you what was great about it was the fact that we both loved the forest. That we could count on each other to actually both know how to set up the tent. We both knew how to start a fire. We both fucking knew how to kill a bear if we need to, you know what I mean? Shit like that. It was like, the power of the camping trips wasn't really necessarily the fucking me and Zeke went and we were madly in love. It was that we were madly in love with the forest, and we're both big survival people. We love machetes and fucking building forts and fucking seeing how we can literally live off of fucking one ant a month. How could we proportion this? Is that wolf poop? We were so into the damn forest that we even tricked my fucking son that we fucking collect animal turds, and he believed it. Hey, Mom, what the fuck is that? He said, I got this for us. I said, we don't fucking want that shit. So funny. Like, he just realized in that moment he had been fucking straight clowned, dude. And you know what? We just have a very strong family. And I think you guys have a very strong family for whoever I'm talking about. And when you're raised with strength and wisdom and backbone and just bold ass fucking bloodline. You guys have a bold bloodline. I have a bold bloodline. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to be successful. You don't have to be passing background checks to have boldness. They're probably not on the bolder end, more than likely, many of them. And you'll know which ones are, because they're the ones that are actually fucking cool when you go to the office and like, that fucking seems like the OG fucking clerk lady or something. She was like, fucking, do you see that tattoo? She was like, get rich or die trying. You're like, knew she was fucking gangster, but she's the one that actually just wants the fucking job, and she hates the dumbass bitches. You're never gonna see one of us in groups with dumbass bitches, dude. We don't do that. Well, we are always anywhere for a purpose, and in our mind we have a mental checkout time that we are going to be leaving the scene. I carry a fanny pack, and every time I leave anywhere, I guarantee that whatever shoes I have and everything that I need to survive, the minute I run as fast as I can out of sight, because that's how I do it. Do you know what I do every time? That's me. And I literally wait till every person is looking over here singing happy birthday. Well, I cut out. And I always wear great running shoes, keys, phone, cigarettes, lighter, boom. Every time. Wallet. For years, since long before I even met Zeke, I've always been very, very, very strategic about leaving the scene, running away. I don't connect to anybody, guys. I don't. The fuck? I literally, and I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, I'm just having these realizations lately. That, it's just all fucking, everything. I don't know who the fuck that is. I'm literally twitching up. We don't even drive like that in my neighborhood. It's disgusting. Like, seriously, who the fuck? Alright, little bitch. You're done. It's disgusting, dude. I'm getting literally fucking upset about it. Stupid ass bitch. I'm literally, that's like so fucking loud. Like, literally, who the fuck even are you? Like, it's not that I'm literally gonna faint and die. It's not that I normally don't mind. I mean, it's not like I judge. Like, it's like,